Welcome back to another episode of 10 Minutes English. Today we're diving into a topic that's on the minds of many parents, keeping kids off smartphones. With the constant bombardment of digital content, apps, and social media, it's easy to see why smartphones have become such an integral part of our lives. But when it comes to kids, especially younger ones, too much screen time can have some serious implications. Let's get into the reality of the situation. Smartphones are everywhere. Whether it's for school, socializing, or entertainment, kids are drawn to these devices like moths to a flame. And it's understandable. Smartphones provide instant access to friends, fun games, and an endless stream of videos. But here's the thing. Kids' brains are still developing, and too much time spent staring at a screen can interfere with that process. Why is it important to limit smartphone use? First off, there's the developmental aspect. Studies show that excessive screen time can lead to issues with attention span, cognitive development, and social skills. Kids who spend hours on their phones may struggle to engage in face-to-face interactions or lose interest in hobbies that don't involve technology. Then, there's mental health. Social media platforms are filled with curated images and content that can lead to feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and even depression. Imagine a young child seeing everyone's perfect life online and wondering why theirs doesn't measure up. It can be incredibly harmful if they're not mature enough to understand that it's all filtered. Finally, there's physical health. Smartphones contribute to a sedentary lifestyle, which can lead to obesity, poor posture, and even sleep disorders. Kids who spend hours on their phones often lose out on physical activity, and the blue light emitted by screens can interfere with their sleep cycles. How to keep kids off smartphones. Now I know what you're thinking. It's impossible to keep my child away from a smartphone. And yes, I agree. It's tough, especially in this digital age. But the goal here isn't to completely ban phones, but to strike a healthy balance. Here are some practical tips. 1. Set clear boundaries and rules. Establish screen time limits. Maybe it's no phones during meals or after a certain time in the evening. The important thing is to be consistent. If the rule is no phones at the dinner table, then make sure it applies every day and stick to it as a family. 2. Lead by example. Kids are always watching, and they tend to mimic adult behavior. If they see you constantly on your phone, they'll think it's okay to do the same. Try to limit your own smartphone use when you're around them, especially during family time. 3. Encourage offline activities. Get them interested in non-digital activities, sports, reading, arts, and crafts, or playing outside. Sometimes kids just need to be reminded that there's a whole world outside of their phones. Plan activities that you can do together as a family to reinforce this. 4. Use technology wisely. Not all screen time is bad. Some apps and educational games can actually be beneficial. The key is moderation and making sure the content is appropriate for their age. You can also use parental controls to monitor their usage and block certain apps or websites. 5. Have open conversations. Talk to your kids about why you're setting these rules. Explain the effects of too much screen time, both physically and mentally. You might be surprised at how understanding they can be when they know you're looking out for their well-being. 6. Create tech-free zones. Designate certain areas of the house as phone-free, like bedrooms or living rooms. This will encourage more personal interaction and give everyone a break from constant notifications. The balance between digital and real life. At the end of the day, it's all about balance. Smartphones aren't inherently bad, and they do have their place in today's world. But for kids, especially younger ones, we need to be mindful of how much time they're spending on these devices. It's about helping them understand that there's more to life than what's happening on a screen. In a world that's becoming more digital by the day, teaching your kids to have a healthy relationship with technology is one of the most valuable lessons you can give them. Thanks for tuning in. If you found today's episode helpful, share it with other parents who might be struggling with this same issue. Until next time, let's keep those kids active, engaged, and living life to the fullest, both on and off the screen.